in our first match of the day. It's a best of 5. It's the golden rivalry between ONIC Philippines and Team Liquid Philippines. It's nice to Leo to bring you the action.
I'm so used to how Liquid drafts and how they ran through Falcons last night that looking at ONIC prioritize their hero, prioritize the joy, and then slap that high loss back into the metagame like he never left. I need time to get used to this. ONIC needs time to warm up here at Cuneta Astrodome.
I feel like they do. I would say, you know, both these teams worked their way up to this point already. They want to be able to go ahead and get their foot out the door right away. Man, JP, take the comment. Look at this. What's going on here?
Wait. Oh my God. Prince gets caught in the back. KARLTZY punished his overextension.
Dude, take the Kimmy and just sit her down for a while. She's not doing too good in the mid lane right now.
That's timeout, friends. Timeout.
I don't know what's I mean, I'm trying to think what happened there. He got caught out so quick and there was such a big dam that he couldn't even flicker.
He was blinded by rage. I was gonna say, ONIC needs time to warm up, but it looks like they came in already overcooked.
Don't let them cook. They're already cooking, man. I don't know. Again, at this point, it's nothing too crazy, but that first blood already, especially going in the hands of KARLTZY, we've seen him do it before. And if he's able to go ahead and get a lead, especially on a hero like this, that YSS, it'll give them a better start into the first objective, which is this turtle coming up here shortly.
That's what they call in the business a snowball.
Yes. Well,
you can't give the goat a snowball, not like this.
Damn, man. And also in the dangerous grass. Mind you, you saw the stat coming into this, right? ONIC's undefeated on the dangerous grass, man.
And they can't let us start like that, put a loss on the record. Looking at the gold lane, at least here, KARLTZY seems to be bullying OHEB in the early, but when the turtle started, Sanford checking out Brusco, keeping him back. Oh, I don't think this is a smart move. ONIC can't contest. Liquid is gonna score the first turtle. Brusco gets that revitalize in, misses a few salvos from Sanji. Sanji used to force a flicker there. Close call.
Yeah, look at this too, JP, just giving the information. Not level 4 just yet, but that was a better decision, I'd say, for ONIC to not contest that. Because we just mentioned the snowball potential here, and if they would have lost even 1 or 2 more members to that first turtle fight, that snowball definitely would be in full control. So they maintain it. It's nothing too big for TLPH. They do get an objective. They're a couple hundred gold ahead. Where we really have to look at is how the lane-to-lane matchups work for this. You know, from down to the gold lane, where this is more common that we see between these two phenomenal gold laners, Kelra and of course OHEB, on a Harith and a Granger. Very standard. The rest, though, you know, I mean, Phobius, I feel like, has popped up more and more because he fits in that role where it's like, all right, you need that front line, but you also need someone to help peel if you have to, especially when a YSS is in tow.
Oh, no. This is what you were talking about.
Wow.
He's able to punish overextensions and get in your face. We saw it last night in the hands of 3 Martizzi with TNC moving on through the brackets. Now it's Liquid who's moving up in the world, 1,000 over ONIC by taking these baby steps.
Hey man, it's starting, and it's not even the baby cakes duo that started this whole thing. You know, they got what they needed to do. They got the foot out the door, and you know, we talked about Team Liquid Philippines. Actually, the panel talked about this specifically. Getting into that momentum, getting into that stampede form, they need to time it. I think this is them timing it already in game 1.
Oh no, Kirk might get another one on him, and it's the same duo who gets it. KARLTZY and Sanford. I mentioned that ONIC can punish Liquid if they're overextending, if they're over-aggressive. Now it seems like the foot is on the other shoe.
What do they do here?
It's the opposite way around. The turns have tabled, and up top, OHEB pushes Kelra back underneath his turret.
Oh, here's Brusco.
Dropping that Salmon Force. In comes Brusco, forcing a flicker out of the Filipino sniper. Traction pulse, flicker forward from Fringe.
No.
This young man woke up and chose violence.
What?
Sanji flickers forward, almost takes down Kelra, and then Liquid scores their second turtle, 2,000 gold up.
I mean, think about how much of a distraction that was. That OHEB just accomplished there, and doesn't even go down in exchange. Yes, you mentioned Turtle, second one of the game goes to the hands of KARLTZY, and look at him, he's locked in.
Oh my God, Kirk barely survives. He almost got ravaged once more, a third time by Karl. You know what? I stand by what we said before the match started.
What's that?
Right when we landed into the map, ONIC needs to warm up. They seem to be a little jittery, a little off.
I would say they're quite a bit off in this game 1, man. We haven't seen King Kong anywhere. He's basically just stayed in his jungle because he can't really do too much. I mean, even a Joy, as quick and mobile as you are, you're probably going to get just overloaded with the damage here that we're already seeing from TLPH.
I don't think there's enough of a box that they can play with. Sure, Brusco can drop the Glorious Pathway, can automatically stun one target, but in the face of what Liquid brings, it's not enough. The Traction Pulse isn't enough of a deterrent to let ONIC put the pieces that they need to be in order to deal damage to Liquid.
Yeah, again, look at this pressure here. TLPH going to pop the conceal just to force Kelra off this tier 1 turn on the top side. Brusco will take a little bit of damage with that Feathered Airstrike, and KARLTZY to keep him in check. They just want this objective. They can bully Kelra out of the lane if they want to.
Very efficient use of ults. Even if they did not fully commit to a fight, they got what they wanted. A clean push on the tier 1, and Kirk gets another one. Oh, it's King Kong! They switched it! Oh, they pushed Kirk off of it, and then it's King Kong who gets it.
Just stay out of the lane, man.
Come on.
It's not a good lane for ONIC right now. It seems like if they are that side of the map, there's someone there to answer it. And KARLTZY, full snowball effect now for this YSS. This is looking very Stampede-like, very Liquid-like from Team Liquid Philippines. 4.4K ahead. This next turtle should just be theirs as well. There's not really a position here for ONIC to fight yet because of just how much this lineup scales from TLPH and how ONIC needs that time to build up here. That's not going to happen even longer now because of the way the past almost 7 minutes have gone.
It's a slow march. 4 kills. Nothing really much happening. Again, not a big 5v5. It's just Liquid pressing the buttons where it matters.
Yeah.
Liquid's putting salt on the wounds, not exactly on the whole being of ONIC.
It all started with that first blood from Super Prince as he went down under that minute mark. Look at this, the fight under the turret though, tier 1 mid. Oh.
Not much.
Not much. I was expecting them to engage there or something. Whoa, Karl though.
That's Mount Shocker on the park. Gets it. The passive. Able to trigger switching from range to close range.
Oh,
range to close range. And now King Kong dodging that AOG.
Oh, here we go.
Here comes the rest of them. They punish OHEB. Under a Zaman Force, finally on the board. ONIC get one.
At least they get one on the board. It's TLPH just playing aggressive and strong and fast because of the fact that they have this kind of lead. So it's OHEB that goes down. He just admitted it too. Like, he didn't even have to burn the flicker because he was like, I'm just dead. But with that, TLPH finds themselves building up. Oh man, look at the real-time head-to-head between the junglers right now.
Oh my god. 8 minutes up on reaching level 15.
Oof. So what that means for a Joy is it's not going to be a good game until later on.
Oh, fourth flicker on the Sanji. The Glorious Pathway drop perpendicular to the angle of attack. Liquid here are staying on top of their toes. Because, again, what happened to OF, that was unfortunate, but they can afford it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that happened maybe 1 more, 2 more times. ONIC's going to close that gap.
And that gold needs to go over to Kelra, or even Super Friends to an extent. You got the kill earlier on, but you know, scaling-wise, you see it just in terms of the jungle comparison, how much time they're going to need to build up. Now, as a team, they're going to need to be able to do that too. They've been holding on to this mid-lane tier 1 turret, though, for a while now, but nonetheless, this first Lord, I think TLPH still clearly gets this one.
ONIC can't contest anything. They're down on vision, they're down on box, they're down on zoning. I'd say you're right. Get something on Kelra, work on King Kong. But Liquid isn't going to allow that. They've been slowly marching forth and building this huge lead. It's still at 6K. I hate to say it, it's still at 6K even with that free pickup on OHEB.
Is this one of those games where, again, you have to look at this lineup from ONIC and be like, all right, how are they going to be on the defense in the base? You know, is there a potential there to turn something around on maybe a little bit of overzealous pressure from Team Liquid Philippines? We've seen it happen before where they purposely push into the base when maybe they don't have to. And is that the time for ONIC to actually punish them and then turn this lead around before it gets even bigger?
Unlikely, Joseph. Unlikely. Looking at ONIC's lineup, they only have the Glorious Pathway and the Traction Pulse to keep Liquid down. Maybe you can rely on the curtain call, but that means Liquid really, really dug their own grave. So I'm not counting on it. It has to come from somewhere else. You can't rely on Liquid making a mistake.
Oh, look at this too. Even Kirk on the CC. The Holy Shield's gonna go down in the mid lane. You know, Kirk doesn't have much of anything. He's got the War Axe, that's about it.
Keep going with a cut.
He's cutting, he's trying to do something, and this might be the only choice he has here. Feathered Airstrike dropped down, they gotta deal with this Lord pushing in. What are they going to do here?
Glorious Pathway, Brusco slowing down the bleeding. They do get rid of the Lord. Top lane, slowly going to alleviate the pressure there too. ONIC get to keep their inhibitors. They're doing fine.
All right, they hold on to the base turrets. We've seen this time and time again. Even when a team has 7,000+ gold lead, the main objective on that first Lord is really just to grab those holy shields down, go ahead and reset, and get back to farming here. They don't want to go ahead and make that mistake or give that opportunity to ONIC to turn it around. And if you look at this, you know, you got to think, all right, yes, it can go to KARLTZY. Eventually, he's going to have the items here on the Granger. That's going to take some time, though. We're approaching the 11-minute mark, so he probably needs, like, I don't know, 5 to 6 minutes himself. But still, my main question is, like, where does, you know, King Kong come into this?
King Kong is struggling, tries to get his orange, does hit the retribution right, and he will put Super Prince in trouble, forcing a Mount Shocker, throws out that boat, does survive. A salvo misses Prince, almost lethal. The Glorious Pathway to stop the rest of Liquid from driving in. ONIC do lose that holy shield down bottom.
See, man, it's just way too much damage overloaded right now. King Kong in trouble.
In comes the Dublin Force. King Kong, they bait OM out once more. Defensive AOG by Daddy JP. Sanford with the flicker. ONIC show their teeth.
Wow, it's OHEB now that goes down in that. And I was just saying, you know, it's so much damage that TLPH has. Well, I guess ONIC has some too.
I think ONIC has more damage if you put it late game to late game. If you give them equal amount of net gold,
yeah,
then yes, ONIC will dish out more easy, reliable damage. It's just Liquid now has a better position. Like, later is later. Now is here. This is where we live. 7K up.
Live in the now. Think about that. After that one kill again that they got, it doesn't matter if they're 6,500 gold behind. They'll start up the Lord here.
They are missing battle spell. Sanford does go down. Kelra gets one stack. Kirk traded out for. The Glorious Pathway not going to slow down Brusco's death despite the revitalize. 2 for 1 the trade. That's what you get with a 7K gold lead. ONIC reeling, backing out of that Lord pit.
Yep, that is a clear example of the economic lead that TLPH has right now. They're still fighting back, though. You got to give it up to ONIC. Despite the odds, they're fighting back. They're trying to get back into this game. Part of that, again, is hinged on King Kong. He's got to go ahead and farm up. We saw the breakdown earlier. I think he's doing what he has to. They're not going to contest this Lord, though, so they'll be back on the defense. Again, they hold on to the base turrets. The holy shields all went down, but there's potential. We're starting to see the potential of a turnaround here for ONIC.
In the recent change in Project Next, past the 8-minute mark, more passive gold was given to players. And I think that's what's allowing ONIC to stay close to it and get kit on the heroes that would otherwise not in the old patch. But still, you got to look at the map and realize the world's not going to stop spinning. Yeah. Liquid will also still get stronger, and the map will get so much worse, and you can't just close that 4,000 gold lead gap between Karl and King Kong by drinking your vitamins and saying your prayers. It's not going to work out. Dude, wake up call, reality check, look at the map.
Yeah.
Those turrets are unmolested. Liquid owns the map, it's all red.
Hey man, they don't have anything in their favor. They are going to have to deal with this Lord, though. There's a concealed push in. They're going to go for King Kong. He jumps on out, but they're going to fight under the turret.
Sanji with a Fed Airstrike hidden in that dangerous grass pixel brush down in the bottom lane. Brusco gets hit with a boat from the Mount Shocker. KARLTZY wants to take him down. The Goat gets it. He's godlike. King Kong taken out by OHEB.
Well, can they end it here? Lord's with him.
Left to defend. A Lord standing. AOG by Daddy JP. KARLTZY falls. Liquid Stampede through the World Champions. Game 1.